There are 7 mental illnesses that can completely destroy your chances of success. And the worst part is, most people have at least 3 of them without even realizing it. If you want to know what these illnesses are and how to cure them before they ruin your future, stay until the end of this video. Jim Rohn, one of the greatest business and personal development philosophers in history, said that we live in a dangerous world. Not just physically dangerous, but mentally as well. There are attitude diseases that are as deadly as any virus because they kill your dreams, your motivation, and your potential. He called these diseases silent killers of success. And the good news is that they are all curable. Today you will learn how to identify and eliminate them from your life. Before we begin, think about this. How many times have you started something with enthusiasm and then simply stopped? How many opportunities have you let pass you by? How many nights have you lost sleep worrying about things that never happened? All of this has a cause, and that cause isn't out there. It's in here, in your mind, in your attitude. Jim Rohn used to say that he knew these illnesses very well because he himself had them all. And if he could cure himself, you can too. So let's move on to the first illness. The first disease of attitude is indifference. It's that person who simply doesn't care. They drift through life just letting things happen. The famous whatever. Jim Rohn was direct. You can't float to the top of the mountain. Indifference is dangerous because it seems harmless. The person thinks, I don't need to get so excited about things. But there lies the problem. To be a winner in any area of life, you do need to get excited. Here's the key to a good life, and pay close attention to this. Learn to put everything you have into everything you do. Whatever you're doing right now, put your full energy into it. Why? Because one of 2 things will happen. Either it will quickly turn into a great opportunity, or it will reveal that you should be doing something else. The illusion is thinking, if I had a better job, then I would give my best. That's a lie you tell yourself. The truth is, wherever you are, give your best, because that's what will change your life. That's what will attract opportunities. So if you have this disease of indifference, the antidote is simple. Fully commit to what you are doing now. The second illness is indecision, mental paralysis, the person who can't make a decision, and this becomes a chronic illness. They stay on the fence and don't get off. And do you know what the excuse is? What if I get off on the wrong side? Jim Rohn said something brilliant about this. After a while, it doesn't matter. Just go down. Either way will do. The best way to live is to choose one path or another and go all in. Just pick a direction and go. But what if it's the wrong direction? You'll find out sooner. And here's the secret. A life full of adventure is a life full of decisions. And the decisions that end up being wrong, they give you experience to make better decisions in the future. So don't try to avoid decisions. Try to make as many decisions as possible. That's where the adventure of life lies. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has made hundreds of wrong decisions. The difference is that they didn't become paralyzed. They decided, acted, learned, and decided again. So if you're stuck in indecision about something in your life right now, simply choose. Choose and act. Movement cures indecision. The third disease is doubt. And one of the worst forms of doubt is self-doubt. The person who doubts whether they can, whether they deserve, whether they're capable. They doubt whether they will last long enough, whether they can do as well as others, whether they can earn that money, whether they can achieve that dream. A chronic and excellent self-doubter. Can you imagine the damage this does to your future? Jim Rohn had the perfect solution for this. Flip the coin. Instead of being a doubter, become a believer. And there are many things you can believe in, but one of the most important is yourself. Understanding your own worth is the beginning of all progress. Look how interesting. Have you ever stopped to think about how many things you've already accomplished in life that seemed impossible at first? You learned to walk, to talk, to read, to drive, to work. Each of these things was difficult at some point, and you succeeded. So why doubt yourself now? The antidote to doubt is belief. Not naive belief, but a well-founded belief, based on who you've already proven yourself to be, based on your past accomplishments, based on your untapped potential. Now, if the first 3 don't get you, this one will. Worry. This one is devastating. Worry causes health problems, social problems, personal problems, family problems. If you worry long enough, it will bring you to your knees. It can reduce you to an emotional beggar. Jim Rohn knew this disease very well. He used to be known as a super worrier, not a super warrior, a super worrier. And do you know the advice he gives? Simply give it up. Who needs worrying? Now, he was honest. It's not easy, but it's worth it. It took him almost a year to break the habit of worrying. And it wasn't an easy year. It was one of the hardest years of his life. But he finally got rid of that monkey on his back. And he discovered that you can live the most amazing life worry-free. Understand this. Free from worry, not free from challenges, not free from difficulties, but free from worry. And that is one of the greatest liberations there is, because worry solves nothing. It only steals your energy, your mental clarity, and your peace. So if you're trapped in the cycle of worry, make the decision today. This ends here. You will no longer feed this disease. Will it take time? Yes. But is it possible? Absolutely. And you deserve to live free from it. The fifth disease is excessive caution. Some people will never have much in life because they are too cautious. Now, you can also be too reckless, but many people err on the other side. It's the timid approach to life.
Jim Rohn said that risk used to drive him crazy. He would think, what if this happens? What if that goes wrong? If this happens, look at the situation I'll be in. It's better not to even try. He always managed to sabotage himself. But then he had a discovery that changed everything. Everything is risky. The minute you were born, life became risky. And here's the truth nobody tells you. If you think trying is risky, wait until you get the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait until you see the price of not investing. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Starting a business is risky. Investing your money is risky. Everything is risky. And do you know what the biggest risk of all is? You're not going to get out of this life alive. That's what's truly risky. So, since everything is risky anyway, why not take a chance on something worthwhile? Some people seek security above all else. That's fine. But total security means living hidden away in a corner, protected, fed, cared for, without anything happening to you. And you'll probably live to be 100 years old. But what kind of life is that? Don't ask for security. Ask for adventure. It's better to live 30 years full of adventure than 100 years safe in a corner. The sixth disease is pessimism, the deadly disease of always looking at the bad side, at the problem, at the difficulty. The pessimist is always looking for reasons why something cannot be done. The pessimist leads an ugly life. He doesn't try to discover what is right. He looks for what is wrong. He doesn't seek virtues. He looks for flaws. And when he finds them, he's happy. What a sad way to live. Jim Rohn gave a perfect example. The pessimist looks out the window and doesn't see the sunset. He sees the stains on the glass. He's the guy who runs up to you excitedly to say, I have 5 good reasons why this won't work. He's so stupid he doesn't realize he only needs 1 reason, but he has 5. For the pessimist, the glass is always half empty. For the optimist, the glass is half full. Why does the same measure affect people in such different ways? Answer, it depends on how you look at it. Our lives are more affected by how we think things are than by how they actually are. The way you think about things is what affects you most. And here's something profound. Poor thinking habits keep people poor, not poor work habits. Most people work hard, but don't think hard. The mind is like a mental factory, and everything you think about all day long pours ingredients into that factory. And that's what builds the economic, social, and financial fabric of your life. As you think, you become. What a powerful concept. Let me tell you something Jim Rohn shared about himself. He used to start his day by reading the morning paper. It was full of wars, crimes, murders, robberies, accidents, tragedies. He'd read right up to the back pages, and then his day would begin. Can you imagine what kind of days he had? That's why his mentor taught him something fundamental. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Every day. You decide what enters your mental factory because you're the one who will live with the results. Think about it. What are you putting into your mind every day? What kind of content do you consume? What kind of conversations do you have? What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of videos do you watch? Because all of these are ingredients that are building your life. If you want to build an amazing life, you need to select the right ingredients and keep out the wrong ones. And that starts with thinking. Everything starts with thinking. And now we come to the last disease. And this one is deadly. If you engage with it, even slightly, you can forget about the future, because the future will forget you. I'm talking about complaining. Whining, complaining, grumbling. Spend 5 minutes complaining, and you've wasted 5 minutes. And you may have started what Jim Rohn called economic cancer. For sure, if you continue, they'll drag you into a financial desert where you'll choke on the dust of your own regret. Complaining destroys everything good you start. It's like pure poison for your future. And here's the problem. Complaining is easy. It's tempting. Everyone complains. But winners, the people who build extraordinary lives, they don't have time to complain. They understand that complaining doesn't change anything. Complaining only keeps you stuck in the problem. While you're complaining, you're not taking action. And it's action that changes things, not complaining. So here are the 7 attitude diseases that can destroy your success: indifference, indecision, doubt, worry, excessive caution, pessimism, and complaining. Now, do an honest self-assessment. How many of these illnesses do you have? Don't fool yourself. Be brutally honest with yourself, because these illnesses are sneaky. They disguise themselves. They seem normal, but they are silently destroying your potential. The good news? They are all curable. Healing begins with awareness. You've identified the problem. Now you can treat it. And the treatment is daily. It's a decision you make every day not to feed these illnesses. Jim Rohn said that war is happening, mentally, personally, socially, economically. And you need to make sure you're winning that war, because if you don't win the inner war, you'll never win the outer war. So stand guard at the door of your mind. Protect your thoughts. Feed your mind with things that build, not things that tear. Make decisions. Believe in yourself. Stop worrying about what you can't control. Take risks on things that are worthwhile. Look on the bright side. And for God's sake, stop complaining. Your life will change when you heal these illnesses. Not overnight, but it will change. And a year from now, you'll look back and be grateful you started today. If this video made you aware of something that was sabotaging your life, leave a comment saying which of these 7 illnesses you realized you have and how you will start healing from it today. And subscribe to the channel for more content on personal development and a success mindset. Until the next video.